Welcome. I'm Beth Packman with the Greater Statesville Chamber of Commerce, and we are doing our Meet the Candidate interviews today with William Morgan, who is running for Statesville City Mayor. Welcome, William.
Thanks, Beth. I appreciate you having me here.
Absolutely. So do me a favor and tell our candidates a little bit about yourself and why in the world would you want to be mayor of the city of Statesville?
Well, I'm a Statesville native. I grew up here. My mother taught school for 34 years. My dad had a couple of clothing stores here. I'm a proud graduate of Statesville High School and a very proud graduate of Wake Forest University.
Yay, go
Deeks. Go Deeks. Moved back here in 1985 and started my investment firm, a wealth management firm. We're still here. We're 40 plus years, plus or minus years strong. In 2008, I decided to throw my hat into involvement at the municipal level and was appointed to the planning board for the city. 2013, decided it was time to run for council. So I ran in 2013. I served 2 years on city council, the last 4 years as mayor pro tem. During that time period, I was appointed to the Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Board, was treasurer of the Central Carolina Council of Governments, board member of the North Carolina League of Municipalities. So I had a lot of municipal experience. I was appointed in 2020 by Speaker of the House, North Carolina Speaker of the House, Tim Moore, to the State Economic Development Board, and I still serve on that board as well. I love Statesville, and I enjoyed my time on council. And with my experience and knowing that we're going to have some new faces on council, I figured it would be a pretty opportune time to try it again.
Excellent. Very good. Well, let's get into the questions, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Question number 1. What do you think the city does well from a service provision standpoint, and what are its most glaring misses?
Well, I tell you, our infrastructure is probably second to none, at least for municipalities our size. We have our own electric department. We are the first North Carolina municipally owned electric facility in the state of North Carolina. Our water system is top-notch. We are pulling water from 2 basins, the Catawba and Yadkin Basin, and I think we're really the only municipality that does that, especially around here. So we have ample water system. We had the foresight back in 2012, 13, 14 to construct another wastewater treatment facility, Third Creek wastewater treatment facility, and to facilitate all of the growth. So our infrastructure is wonderful. I probably do a little bit better staying on top of our good friends at NCDOT as far as the roads are concerned.
Sure.
We get a lot of complaints, or got a lot of complaints about potholes and things of that nature. We got a great quality of life, but we need to expand. As this city grows, the needs for more services will grow too. So we will have to stay on top of that.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. What is your definition of smart growth? And what is your general philosophy of the growth currently happening in Statesville?
Okay, look, growth is not a bad word, okay? Growth is inevitable. But unlike some of our friends to the south, it's better to plan for the growth and prepare for it than respond to it. Okay, you need to determine as a city, and that involves both council and the residents themselves and getting input there, what type of growth do you want? Is it residential? Obviously, we're getting the Charlotte creep.
Sure.
They're coming our way. But at the same time, commercial, retail, industrial, and where's it going to go? Okay, you have to look at things like, as I mentioned earlier, the infrastructure. Do you have that in place? With residential growth comes more services the city has to provide. If you have annexed those homes into the city, well, all of a sudden you've got a fire, police, sanitation, not to mention the water and sewer. So getting smart, as you said, with growth means planning for growth and determining where you want it and what type of growth.
Okay, great. As a council member, pardon me, how will you go about working with your peers, the other council members and the mayor, to get things done?
Okay. I'll be working with myself as mayor. But with the other council members, look, everybody brings a different skill set. Of course, we are a nonpartisan election, we're a nonpartisan body. That pothole does not care whether you're a Democrat or Republican. People just want things fixed. When you walk in a room, you want that light switch to work. You want the power the water to come on. So the mayor does not have a vote on council unless it's to break a tie. And I've said for years that, a mayor shouldn't really have to vote. If you build a consensus, you get like minds together, you talk through your problems, you're respectful with one another, and you come to a conclusion. You start with the end in mind and then back your way into how are you going to get there.
Okay, very good. Last question. How important is investing in the quality of life improvements such as parks, greenways, and sidewalks for our existing residents and for attracting new residents to Statesville?
Sure. I'm going to answer you two ways. It's very important, okay, because everybody wants the park. They want the recreational facilities. You want a good quality of life, and we've got one here. I think Statesville in 5 years my hope would be that it retains that small town charm. But at the same time, you have developed both literally and figuratively and been able to accommodate everybody's wants and needs. And that's the second part to the answer is I've been through 8 municipal budgets. And some of them have been easy. Some of them have been really, really tough. You have to do the needs first, okay?
Sure.
That's the infrastructure. That's the electricity. That's the public safety. And once you go through that, then whatever's left in the kitty, you can do and deal with the wants. Sometimes that's very, very difficult to make happen without either looking at financing, which is not a good option, raising taxes, that's certainly not a good option. So you have to balance the wants and the needs. But to your point, it's very important. With the State Economic Development Board, the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina that I serve on, we're tasked with recruiting new industry into North Carolina, helping existing businesses expand, international trade, small businesses, and believe it or not, travel and tourism falls under the purview of Economic Development Partnership. North Carolina's been named the best state in the nation to do business 3 out of the last 4 years. We're very proud of that. Added a tremendous amount of over 200,000 jobs, $67 billion in capital investment for the last 10 years that we've been around. So we know how to attract and recruit. Seeing some of the successes that other municipalities have done, we can take away a lot from that. I've had the front row seat to what has worked and what has not worked. And we need to bring that here to Statesville.
Excellent. All right. That's it for the questions. So do you want to take a minute and share any final closing remarks?
Sure. The city of Statesville is a $180 million business, okay? And we're run by 8 board of directors members, that's the council members, and your chairman of the board that would be your mayor. November the 4th, you're going to have a minimum of 4 new people sitting in those director seats. Okay. Some that have some experience, most of them not a lot of municipal experience. They have their life experience, but none of the municipal or the government experience. So I would think at a time like this, having somebody in that center seat as your chairman that has experience would probably be advantageous. And we were talking earlier before we went on air that's one of the reasons I decided to run at this point. Costi has been mayor for a good while.
Long time.
He's been the best cheerleader I think that we've had in the city of Statesville. But we've got to continue on the path that has been created for us. And I think with my experience, I should be your choice for mayor.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for spending time with us
Thanks
today.
for having me.